Now, Alan, you know, Star Wars is something we occasionally discuss on
Mhm.
this show, but Mark Hamill recently reveals the Star Wars change he hated. I know you
Mm.
have the story. I'll bring it up on screen. Um, and
69.
look, he talks on video about this. So
Yeah, I don't have
let's
this
just
story.
let's just play the video. Here, okay, here we go. They're calling him Star Wars legend, Mark Hamill. Let's see what he has to say here, and we'll play it. Life with Chuck, but I knew about that. I knew about that. That's a piece of Star Wars lore people don't know. In the original script, Luke was Luke Starkiller, not Skywalker,
Mhm.
and uh, Lucas for some reason made the change. I like that. I like that's a it's nice to hear a story involving Mark Hamill. When I see a Mark Hamill story, I'm always like, no, what did he
What
do? What did he do?
what did Trump do now?
What did Trump do that Mark Hamill is talking about? But that was nice.
Yeah.
Hey, Disney's Boy Trouble. Not what you think, Alan. Not what you think. But this is a story that the mainstream media seems to have just discovered.
Will we be touched by this story?
Well, let me just say that, yeah, don't even, there are too many jokes, easy jokes you can make. But from Variety, Disney's Boy Trouble Studio seeks original IP to win back Gen Z men amid Marvel Lucasfilm struggles. Disney bought Lucasfilm specifically to get boys, and on their heels. I mean, Star Wars is more for brunette white women, frankly, and Marvel has been feminized. So I don't know. You already got them. You've got two of the biggest male centric brands, and you ruined it. Alan, what is in this story?
Yes. Well, Disney's Boy Trouble. Disney, long the king of the box office, is facing a surprising new challenge, winning over Gen Z men ages 13 to 28. According to Variety, studio leadership has been pressing filmmakers for original concepts to lure this audience, including splashy global adventures and treasure hunts, as well as seasonal fare like films for the Halloween corridor. The movie highlights Disney's growing struggle with the demographic that has been increasingly fueled rival studio hits. Gen Z men described in studios as lonely gaming obsessed. They shaped by the pandemic era isolation are proving tough to reach. And Disney's traditional offering. Wow. Marvel and Lucas, once reliable engines for the male audience, are faltering. Fantastic Four first steps failed to meet expectations, while Star Wars has gone 7 years without a theatrical release. The superhero genre sheds audiences by the minute. The task, of course, correction largely falls on David Greenbaum, appointed in 2024 to head Disney's live action, and his new hire, Daria Sirchek, who previously oversaw male-driven hits like Sonic the Hedgehog and A Quiet Place. Their challenge is reviving a label that hasn't delivered a male-targeted blockbuster since Pirates of the Caribbean nearly a decade ago. Disney's last attempt, a costly Indiana Jones reboot, barely broke even. Meanwhile, competitors have thrived by capturing Gen Z males through gaming and viral culture. Warner Brothers' Minecraft movie is approaching $1 billion, fueled by nostalgia and TikTok buzz. By comparison, Disney's $1.5 billion investment in Fortnite gives it character integration, but crucially no film rights to the property. Market share underscores the pressure. Disney commands 10% of the Gen Z ticket buyer, on par with Sony and Paramount, but trails Warner Brothers by 2 points and slightly ahead of Universal. When Disney continues to dominate globally, a billion-dollar hit like Lilo and Stitch and Avatar, Fire and Ash, its grip on young men is slipping. CEO Bob Iger recently acknowledged relying on familiar IP is no longer enough. Priority is to put out great movies. One rival studio executive bluntly put it, "I never thought I'd say it, but it looks like Disney is going to have to start trying."
Well, here's the thing. Let me be very blunt. And let me share something that I tweeted out more than 2 years ago.
Mhm.
More than 2 years ago. And I quote tweeted this story on X. Disney turning Star Wars from a boy brand into a girl brand will prove to be the costliest decision in movie history. And I put in parentheses Marvel to include that. I mean,
You lost friends over that one.
I lost friends. I had friends say, "I'm not going to defend you." I'm like, it's not your job to defend me. We can be friends and have different opinions. You and I have different opinions on many issues. We're still friends. Well, we work together. So I don't know. The friend part,
Yeah, quite frankly, I was offended by this.
Yes, exactly. I'm just saying that do you have to agree with everything your friends believe in? That's a kind of a small-minded thing. But anyways, setting that aside, I hate to tell you this, and it ties in with let me scroll up the thing. Oh, we'll touch on this briefly. The Cracker Barrel situation.
Yes.
They took sort of Southern kitsch, because to people in Hollywood and elites, when you say Southern, they think racism. But Cracker Barrel was a brand people loved. It's Southern kitsch. It's biscuits and
quite frankly, it's Americana.
It's Americana. That's right. And they took the cracker and the barrel out of the logo and they made it freaking generic.
Mm-hmm.
And to follow suit, you know what? We'll just do the same thing. Why not? There it is. Film threads.
Beautiful.
We're going full Cracker Barrel. But what I'm saying about all this is it's the gentrification, the blanding of everything. And I hate to tell you, but when it comes to Star Wars is a very male brand, you need plenty of talented women contributed to making Star Wars. But you gotta have a lot of male energy.
Yeah.
There were more men than women worked on Star Wars. When it came to the creation of the Marvel comics, there were more men that worked on Marvel comics. It would be like if they put a bunch of men in charge of a women's cosmetic company. You wouldn't do that. You would put women and probably gay men in charge of a women's cosmetic company or a women's fashion brand. You can't sell something you don't yourself love. If you're going to sell something, you need to love it yourself. And I think putting Kathleen Kennedy in charge, mistake.
We ran the story last week with the advice Ron Howard got from George Lucas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which was
remember your audience is 12-year-old boys.
That's it. Remember your audience is 12-year-old boys. Okay. But a lot of the decision makers in marketing, in PR, in casting, these are key positions, are women. And it appears as if there's a lot of compromises that are now expected, such as female Silver Surfer, right? How these compromises happen. You're now like expected to make these compromises. Go fully male. We're going to talk about a movie later on the show today that is mostly a male cast, got a lot of male energy, and it's awesome. Guess what movie it's going to be? We'll talk about it. But too late, Disney. You have built an infrastructure that has made it impossible to do what you're asking. You want movies for boys and men? You can't do it. Too many key decision makers, HR, casting, lower level producers, too many people, executives, Too many people with power don't understand. Male energy is not welcome at Disney. Clearly. I don't think it's possible. Good luck. It's time to move on.
Yeah, but
Final
what
thoughts,
was the
Alan?
point in buying Marvel in the first place? You know, Disney
Well-
Disney for its what at that point 70 years was a girls brand, you know, Disney princesses. That's fine. That they succeeded in that. But they realized they needed to attract boys. They needed to attract boys and young men. And so they purchased Marvel. I remember when the purchase was made, that was the discussion, is we need to reach out to a broader audience. And by buying Marvel, that allowed Disney to reach out to the young boy audience. And they decided, well, okay, let's now that we've got some success, let's enfold it back into Disney's primarily girl brand.
I just think because of the way the company is structured that they can't do what they want to do because of all the elements in between.
Also, I think
So-
they're afraid of backlash, of internet backlash.
They're
They're afraid
that-
of the audience that isn't consuming their product.
Woo!